Yo, what's happening, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Touchline Podcast, episode 74. If you're new here, please smash the like button, comment down below, subscribe to our channel, and follow our socials.
No, keep going. You almost stuffed up. No, we'll leave it. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, comment down below. No, because we heard a pause. You did fine. Yeah, actually did good. I'll grade it a B.
Oh, that's
the intro was a B.
I'll give it a B.1. Bashara, cuz we got to.
No, it's good.
It just paused because you paused.
No. Because you were about to stuff up.
Yeah.
But what's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the Touchline. Back for another episode today. We're going to talk about everything today, from our round 9 recap to the round 10 tips, as long as a lot of news stories that are coming out just last week, even from Gus to
and even Wrestle Talk.
In Wrestle Talk with Backlash, and just now the WrestleMania 41 location has been announced. We're going to talk about that. Samuel's Combat Talk, a lot of controversy there with Ryan Garcia. So stay tuned for the rest of the podcast. We've got a juicy one for you guys.
It should be good.
Man.
Well, let's get into it now. Round 9 review. Let's start off with Rabbitohs and Panthers.
Yep.
Panthers won, of course. Rabbitohs took the lead.
What was the score?
It was
42-12.
42-12.
Yeah.
42-12.
42-12. Yeah, 42-12. Rabbitohs took an early lead, 12-0.
Yeah.
And then you thought, Rabbitohs could cause an upset. We've got to remember Jason Demetriou got sacked during the week, so that fresh start. And, Panthers, again, they showed their class. Started off slow, but once they click into gear, man, you can't stop them.
And Dylan Edwards, man, he's... surely he gets fullback this year for Origin. He's been outstanding. No other fullback has been better than him.
Yeah.
You could say Tedesco has been right behind him. Pappenhausen's been a bit not the best fullback this year, but he's been good. But Panthers, just too good at the moment. Dylan Edwards has been carrying them even without Cleary for the last month. He wasn't playing this game. I think they just rested him just in case of his injury gets worse. So he'll be back against Dogs this week. Rabbitohs, when they were leading 12-0, I said maybe Rabbitohs season might turn around here if they were to get a massive win against Panthers.
Yeah.
But Panthers, Rabbitohs, I think their season is officially done. I honestly think there's no way back.
Yeah.
Panthers, they just keep getting stronger and stronger, even without Cleary. And even if Edwards wasn't in the team, I honestly think they have enough players to get them the win, and it's just unstoppable at the moment.
Yeah, of course. With Souths, I think they're struggling at the moment, and since like how we mentioned about the coach getting sacked, I just don't see hope for South Sydney. They're actually they're suffering every week. They're not getting the right results that they wanted. I think they need to find the right coach that can fix up their combinations, with their attack and the defense.
Wayne Bennett's linked with them, so he could
I
get the
hope
job.
Wayne Bennett, he's linked to Souths.
I think he will get the job.
Hopefully he'll go back there.
He'll change the fortunes around.
If he does go back to the club, he might change it around.
Cameron Murray's injured.
Yeah,
that's a big
Cameron Murray. That's a big loss.
You got Campbell Graham out for them. You got Murray out. Latrell, he's going to be in and out of the squad this year because of his issues outside of football, and just performances hasn't been too on point this year. So it's really been a bad season so far for Rabbitohs.
It is.
There was good points in that game, but
there was.
They scored 3 back-to-back tries, was it?
South.
It was only two.
Sorry,
within 2 minutes.
So it was all right. It was that first half, the first 15, I think it was that they played their best footy.
Yeah.
And then unfortunately, man.
I think that score reflects where both teams are at. Before we move on to the next game, Ben Hornby, he's the coach right now, the interim coach.
Interim?
His first game, his debut as a player was against the Panthers. He lost 42-12. His debut as a coach, he lost 42-12.
Oh, well.
That's crazy.
It's weird how history comes back after 20 years or something. So Panthers win that game. Now a shock win, Canberra comeback win against the Manly Sea Eagles.
I didn't see that coming at all. I watched that whole game.
Look, to be fair, Joey caught it. Joey said he doesn't see Canberra losing back-to-back after that terrible performance. Who was it? Who did they get smashed against the other week? Sharks, exactly.
Against Cronulla,
And we'll go into the Roosters game too. And he also called Roosters to that win against the Dragons to kickstart the season. So Joey made 2 great predictions right there.
Yeah.
But in regards to that, Manly, man, 24-6, you can't be losing that game.
Of course, but they were playing so good that they controlled everything properly. Even Tommy Talau played good. Daly Cherry Evans, Tommy Turbo, even Ruben Garrick as well. They controlled the whole game 24-6 half time. But then
how embarrassing!
As soon as second half started, I noticed Canberra started firing up.
Yeah.
I knew they were going to.
And that's and that's the thing about Canberra, man. You can never doubt their intensity in their game.
Exactly.
You can never doubt their will to win.
Of course.
But they were down 24-6, and then look at the comeback that they made. You know, they were always in the fight.
Of course,
that's what I admire about Canberra. That's why, like, you want to talk about the old mentality of the golden age of footy. Canberra's got it.
I think they learned their lesson after their loss against Cronulla.
Yeah.
So that's why their momentum went back up in second half. I think Ricky Stewart must have pumped them up. They say, you better change it around or we're going to lose.
And I bet he did.
I bet he did.
He probably did, yeah.
And Elliot Whitehead, double try.
2 tries and assist.
And assist as well. He played very, very good.
Also, he had an error that led to... I wouldn't say it was his fault. I think it was a bad pass from Timoko, or Timoko, however you pronounce it. But you mentioned Tommy Talau. He's a very good player because during his time at Tigers, of course, when you're around not the best of players and you're around a club that's not on the rise, they're on more of a decline. You can see what he was trying to play and what he was trying to bring to Tigers. Yeah. But the injuries costed him, and what I've seen at Manly, he's a complete different player, and I'm starting to see how good this guy is when he first bursted into the scene. Lots of high praise when he first joined Tigers. But again, injuries has been a big blow and a letdown for him. But again, what he's showing at Manly has been incredible. And it's great to see him, no injuries.
100%.
He's still getting a few here, there, but it's not like long-term injuries, which is good to see.
It's a very good move that he went to Manly because him and Luke Brooks played together in Tigers.
Tigers, that's right.
But there wasn't that good improvements in him like when he was in Tigers at that time. And like I mentioned about injuries as well, like he didn't play that much games as well. So now I think it's a very good move that he went to Manly and now he's getting more minutes on the field. So
even shout out to Kale Weeks. He's turning out to be a very good player. Fogarty getting injured. Yeah. Yes, it's affecting the Raiders, but it's a blessing in disguise for him because now he gets to show his potential. Scored a try. He got an assist from it was like third tackle. I think he kicked it. Yep. Over all the players, there was no fullback and the Raiders scored, so he's one to watch.
This is a major setback for Manly.
Yeah, I think it is. I think so.
We'll talk about the game next, but they've got Dolphins, and if they were to lose that, it's going to just keep pushing their season down.
What was even more of an upset was Broncos versus Roosters. Broncos get defeated 18-40.
40 to 18.
40 to 18, so 18 to 40 because of the home advantage.
They were just too dominant, man. Too dominant. Yeah. Joseph Manu, man, first try. In the 11th minute.
Angus Crichton, bro. Wow.
Crichton.
Smashing it.
Yeah, double try, man. The second they lost Adam Reynolds, it all went out the window. And that's a big loss.
And he tore his bicep,
Tore his bicep.
It seems to be the story every time Reynolds gets injured, whether it's during the game or, they miss him throughout the whole game. They're struggling without him.
That's
right. The game was 18-0 at one stage, so it was looking like it was going to be a high-scoring game, but very close. But Roosters... They just demolished them.
They cleaned them. But I think you mentioned about on the weekend that you said all these halfbacks are getting injured.
As in a lot, not halfbacks.
Not halfbacks, but the main players,
Exactly. Like, you look at, to support my case about the Bulldogs winning this premiership, I know we're getting off topic just quickly since you mentioned it. To support my case, how many teams are shot right now? As in, how many teams are left without their key players?
Broncos,
Parramatta, Knights, Raiders, who else?
Panthers were with Cleary.
I still feel Panthers got another big injury in store.
So?
But that's not. But he's back now. Yeah. So four teams. I feel like I'm missing one.
Yeah, we're probably missing one. But
Storm.
That's what I'm saying. Like all these big teams that are contending for that premiership are shot right now. They don't know what to do. Their big players are gone. So back to my point, supporting my case that the Dogs are going to win this because if we stay injury free all year. That's it.
And so far, knock on wood, it's looking good actually with the injury list.
It is. It is looking good.
But let's talk about this
game.
With
the Roosters, they started the season off 4, then I had a blip. They
actually did, yes.
Picking it up, so I'm not buying it into they're back into the premiership race. They've got to be consistent now because that's the main thing. Because a lot of teams have not been consistent this year. We've seen it throughout. Melbourne edging games. Roosters I've mentioned here. Broncos now again. That's a massive defeat.
But they've made 80 points in 2 weeks,
which is very impressive.
Which is very, very good.
You can't forget
100 points.
100 points.
You can't forget that, and you can't ignore that. So you got to give respect to them. It's a massive booster for them, a confidence booster. But again, they got to stay focused.
Yes,
consistent. That's what's going to get them to where they want to be.
This is a bit different for Roosters now because beating 60 against Dragons 60-18, and Dragons, let's be honest, they've been on a good start to the season. They've been performing well, and against Broncos, one of the best teams in the competition for the last 2 years. And of course Reynolds was a big blow. If Reynolds was there, would have been 40-18, probably not. I still think Roosters would have won that game 100%. I think they were way above they were performing better than what Broncos were performing that day. But yeah, you talked about Reynolds. You look at Reynolds when he got injured during the game against Melbourne, they absolutely destroyed Melbourne until he got out, and then just Melbourne dominated that game after that. And same with this game as well. Adam Reynolds came out, and again, it just affected their game plan. And you just have to feel sorry for Broncos right now with the injuries they're getting. Walsh was out for the season.
And not only
Broncos,
that,
we forgot about Broncos too. Their injuries.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Who else? Not only Reynolds
Walsh
got
was out, Haas was out, Ricky got injured, I think.
No, wasn't it? Who got the broken jaw? Arthur's
is out now.
That's another big loss.
You got to feel for them, man. If it wasn't for their injuries, I think they would have been in a much better position. But their injuries are absolutely killing them this year.
Man, it's killing a lot of teams.
It's affecting their performances, man.
But on to the next game. The Dogs defeated the Tigers 22-14.
Very close game,
we're at that game. Make sure you go watch the vlog. It's out right now. You see our reaction, our live reaction there. But what are your opinions on the game, boys?
Look, I'm going to start it. The first half, it wasn't great at all. The defensive was very weak. I think they let 2 tries from Tigers and 2 penalty goals, I think it was. Or 1 penalty goal, I'd say. Tigers had controlled with Dogs the whole time. So there was a lot of errors, not just errors, but there was a lot of mistakes that didn't go our way. And I mentioned about how many penalties that we got, like how many chances that we had closer to the line.
In the first half.
Nothing didn't go our way.
Bad, yeah.
And the ref, that was disgusting.
And no. And we usually talk about the ref from our side of it, but from both sides.
It was bad.
There was one call with Kikau. That was forward.
I noticed that first half.
So there was calls, and the captain challenges, they were all successful.
Yeah, there was like 7-8 captain challenges. So even Matthew said on the phone call, he said, bro, what the hell is this?
Like the captain challenge isn't her fault. I think it's a bunker system.
Yeah,
because
you're right.
They make the decision at the end of the day. But yeah, the first half, look, I think they were complacent, the Dogs.
Yeah,
even us fans, we all thought we're going to dominate the game. Besides Bill Hill was the only one that said it'll be quite a tough game and pretty close. But I think Tigers, went well for them in the first half. They exposed that left-hand side, Adakar and Jerry side.
Yeah.
They knew if they trained that left-hand side very well, because that side was so weak in that first half. They just defended well. They knew what the strengths of the Dogs, which is that left-hand side. And defensively, again, that left-hand side was not good.
Yeah.
Staines, Naden and Bula.
And Gary, what's his name as well?
Galvin.
Right, that kid,
he's got talent.
That kid, bro,
he
as Emilio said on our fan cam, make sure you go watch it too.
Yeah.
Sign him up, Dogs. We need a player like that in our team, man.
Course,
like
he's young, he's
confident
fit,
for his age.
he's got the energy.
But that first half, again, defensively, we're very strong. Attackingly, yes, we've scored 22 points. We're scoring points. But again, we're lacking something on the final third. Like, we're always the last tackle. We just cannot find a way to get past the line. It's still good signs what I'm seeing in attack, but there's so much work to do.
On that point, someone on the fan cam, or it was an Insta post, something, he goes, it was quite embarrassing where we couldn't score in both games where the Tigers were 2-man players. You know, we had a 2 advantage. Tigers were 2 players down, and then I think it was a Melbourne game, 1 player down. And he goes, it's embarrassing we can't score. And fair enough, it is embarrassing we can't score.
Yeah.
But if you look at it, we got one of the best defense in the league.
We actually do.
We average 4 tries every game, which is quite respectable. It's not bad.
Yeah.
And we're winning based on our defense. So you might not have the best attack, and that's the point. If you have a good defense, you don't need to have the best attack, because your defense is winning you the game. At the end of the day, defense is winning you the title.
Defense is always important.
It's more important than
attack.
It's always it's what win you. It's what win you.
We'll
get you the premiership.
Yeah.
And what was good about that game, which I really love to see, is the resilience of the Bulldogs. The bloke on the fan cam said it. He was like, and a lot of fans were saying it, if this was the Bulldogs last year and we're down 14-6 at half time, we're not coming back. That's going to be a blowout. We're gonna lose by 30 points. But 2024 Bulldogs is a whole different breed. We're actually we actually don't get depleted in that second half and play some good footy. And look, it won us the game. So which was good to see. We're getting that mentality back, which I love.
Like
it's starting to come back.
That's like a premiership winning team where things are not going well, you just click and you just smash them in the second half, and that's what happened. 22-14. That was 16 unanswered points from Tigers. So, and you were speaking about we couldn't score a try. A comment you read about we couldn't score a try when there were 2 players down. To be honest, we scored 2 tries, but got overruled. I think it was a decision forward or knock on something. We scored. Kurt Mann scored and Samuel Hughes scored. That was the 2 disallowed tries. So we got over the line. Clemmer and Syharts went out. So technically we did go over the line, but just calls went against us.
With this thing about Bulldogs, everyone thought Bulldogs would smash us. Bulldogs would smash the Tigers. That second half, we absolutely destroyed them. Like they could not do anything. And if our first half performance was as our second half performance, we would have absolutely put 40 on them. But again, I don't think it's because the Tigers played good. I think it's because we played bad. And that's why it allowed Tigers to do good. No disrespect to Tigers. They're improving every single week. They've got very good players. But I think that score could have been a blowout. But again, the Bulldogs, again, they could have got complacent. But I'm happy with the 2 points.
But there's little things that we need to fix up on as well. Like how we said about our defense is like
very good,
very, very good at right now. And we're like ranked 4th.
Top 4,
top
right
4
now, in defense,
in NRL.
But
just the little things that we need to fix up on is the attack. The attack needs just to be adjusted.
And quickly.
Because this week we got Penrith.
Big game.
That's going to be a big challenge. So we got to fix those edges up so then we can get the right
result. Before we go on to the round 10 tips, Tigers they're on the right direction right now.
They are.
The way they performed in that first half, it just shows what Benji Marshall has done to this team. And if Coruscant was in that team against Dogs, I think it would have been. I still think would have won, but I think it would have been a much, much closer game. So all credits to Tigers, man. Tigers fans should be happy what's happening to the club, and there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes. Now that's a wrap up to the round 9 review, round 10 tips, and also we'll do the who you got. This week we're doing Roosters and the Warriors.
Okay.
And the special guest is official fan page Bulldogs.
Shout out
to him on Instagram. It's incredible what he does for us and for every other sports commentators.
Exactly.
He's good.
I've never seen work ethic like his page.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Every single news about the Bulldogs, every single little detail. They report on that.
No, he helps all of us. Other
is it a team or is it one person?
I'm not sure to be honest.
Surely it's a team, bro. There's no way he's posting that much content.
Probably
shout out to official fan page.
If you want any Bulldogs news, you know where to go. Official fan page.
Right, let's get to the round 10 tips. Anthony, kick us off.
The first game Thursday night, Dolphins and Manly.
Who you going?
Big game, tough game.
It's a 50-50 game.
I think I'll go Manly.
Okay, 1 sec. We'll go one. Okay, Manly. Anthony.
I
went Manly. I think they'll bounce back after that.
I think so because they played very good on the weekend against Canberra, but Dolphins were not like the greatest. But
still, they won the game.
I think I'm going to stick with Manly as well. Manly for the win.
Bill?
I'm going to go Dolphins.
Okay.
They're playing in Suncorp, man.
They are.
Yeah, Dolphins home ground.
Yeah.
Manly, I feel like they had a good showing against Canberra somewhat, but I feel Dolphins.
Official Bulldogs going for Manly.
All right. Next game Friday night, first home, 6 o'clock. Sorry, Penrith versus Dogs, and before that they're paying Dogs $5.30. The underdogs.
Of course.
But I'm actually going to put money on this game.
Yeah, I'm actually
gamble responsibly.
I said when Dogs start to perform, I'm going to tip them every single time, and I'm going Dogs. What I've been seeing from them, it's good. I'm going to tip my boys.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Dogs as well.
I'm tipping Dogs, man. Why? It's you can say Canterbury Panthers versus the Penrith Panthers. We got half their team. Like Crichton knows the game plan. Kika knows, exactly. They all know the game plan of Penrith, and you even got our coach who was once upon a time part of Penrith.
Yeah,
and Gus. So I think we get it
done. This is where people. Yeah. This is the day where Bulldogs make history. This is where everyone starts to realise. They're back.
They will shine. They will shine. I think they will play better. Trust me.
And I'm specifically going to give a score.
What are you?
I had a feeling with Roosters.
Yeah.
The Knights game, I'm going to go 16-12 Bulldogs.
16-12?
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to give a score.
1-12, you mean?
Yeah, but I know I have a feeling
it's going to be like a tie game, yeah.
I'm saying golden point.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to say, good. I'm truly saying it. Like, I truly believe it. You watch.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to think. I'll say, you know what? Dogs probably 22-16.
Okay.
It'll be a close game. 22-16.
And official Bulldogs, of course. He's still the Dogs.
Of course. Next game, 8 o'clock, Parramatta versus Brisbane Broncos.
Parramatta by 13+.
Yeah, they had the bye, actually.
No Gutson, man.
They had
No, I'm joking when I say para. No.
Yeah.
But then I just thought about all the injuries Broncos have.
Yeah, that Arthur's out. Adam Reynolds, big miss. These are two teams that are down on troops right now. They're missing big players. Who's got the bigger injuries? I think that I'd lean to the Parramatta because Gutherson and Moses are probably their best players.
The two biggest ones, yeah.
It's going to be... and Broncos got Walsh still and Haas still.
Yeah, they still got the main players.
They got enough in the game.
That Madden guy from Broncos, their numbers, he's very good. So I'm going to go Broncos 13 plus.
I'm going to go Brisbane 1 to 12.
Chabot?
Broncos 1 to 12.
I'm going to say para. Maybe. Yeah? I've got a gut feeling.
Okay, and official Bulldogs on Broncos.
Okay, next game.
Next game we got West Tigers versus Newcastle Knights.
I've went for Coruscant is set to play, so as much as I think Tigers, it's not at Leichhardt or
it's at
Scully
Park.
So again,
Park in Tamworth.
The reason for that, I'm going Knights.
I'm going.
They're starting to click with. Maybe they're a better team without Ponga.
Nah.
I'm going
because that's 2 wins without Ponga.
Nah.
I'm gonna go Knights. I think they'll get the win.
Look, they did play well against who they versed
Knights
against Warriors. Sorry.
To be honest, they did get lucky.
Yeah, they did. Tigers they put a fight against us, but I can see Tigers will bounce back. I think Tigers will win this game.
There's something there with that Tigers team.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna tip the Tigers.
Tipping Tigers.
Who did official?
Official went Knights.
Okay.
Sam, who did you go?
Knights. Next game, Anthony.
Next game, 5:30. We got St George and Souths.
Yeah.
I think St George.
Did you go Tigers?
Yeah, Tigers.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Dragons.
I'm gonna go Dragons. They put a fight against Cronulla. They were up I think. What was that? 10 to
10-8, 10-6, 10-6.
But then they just went back down. But I think Dragons played very good against Sharks. They had a better performance.
I've
got to give good credit to them.
Yeah, they bounced back.
Look, but Rabbitohs, they're just weak. I can't see them.
If it was the Dragons of last year, I would tip Rabbitohs, even if Rabbitohs in terrible form. But Dragons are a team that show resilience, that show fight. And again, under Shane Flanagan, they can make an upset.
This will be high scoring.
I think it'll be high scoring. I think 13 plus Dragons.
I'll go Dragons.
I'm going to differ. I'm going to say Rabbitohs.
Okay.
Wow.
I feel like the players want the players got something to prove to the coach, man. They're all fighting for their positions again. And I feel like 1 to 12 Rabbitohs.
Okay.
It'll be a shocker.
And official Bulldogs went Dragons.
Okay. All right, next game, big blockbuster. Melbourne versus Cronulla Sharks. That's going to be a tough game, that one.
For me, I'm going Melbourne Storm, but because again, the Sharks' record against the big teams in the competition isn't good at all.
Yeah, it is.
But if they were to win this, that's a massive statement.
Massive
statement.
They even said on Fox League that Cronulla, they got the biggest task coming up these next 4
Melbourne,
games. They got Melbourne, Roosters,
Broncos.
Sharks, Para, Brisbane.
That's
so
if they can get at least maybe out of the 5 games, 3 wins, that'll be good. But Melbourne at Amy Park,
it's going to be too hard.
It'll be hard.
Sharks are the biggest pretenders.
They are
the biggest pretenders ever.
They've won 7 out of 8 games.
I think if they beat Melbourne, it doesn't make them contenders, but it brings them closer to being contenders. Yeah. But I'm still tipping the Melbourne.
I'm
going to go. Yeah, I'm going to go Melbourne.
Yeah, Melbourne.
1 to 12? 13?
Yeah, about 1 to 12.
I think 1 to 12 as well. Yeah. It's going to be a close game.
And what did the official go?
1 sec. So, Bill, you're going
Melbourne.
Storm and Anthony.
Melbourne as well.
Everyone's Storm.
And official Bulldogs on Storm.
Okay, next game.
Next game we got Roosters versus New Zealand Warriors.
That's who you got for this week.
That's who we got. Who you got round?
Okay, Anthony, I will start with you.
Prediction. My score prediction: Roosters 34-16.
Okay. I went Roosters 28-16. Bill.
24-14 Roosters.
And I'll read Chabel's. And Chabot went 24-16 the Roosters. So we're all tipping Roosters. Who did official fan page go?
He's went Roosters as well.
Roosters. Anytime try scorer, Anthony.
Dominic Young.
I went Angus Crichton. Bill.
Tedesco
and Chabot went Dominic Young. First try scorer.
Joseph Manu.
Oh, nice, yeah. I went Dominic Young. Bill.
Montoya.
And Chabot went...
I was going to go.
Yeah, Chabot went Dallin Wateni-Zelezniak.
Yeah, I was going to go Dallin.
Yeah. Man of the match, I'm going Tedesco.
I'm going Angus Crichton.
Sam Walker.
He's been on
fire. He's been on fire.
He's been on fire. That's a good shout. And Chabot. Chabot, Angus Crichton. Finally, bold prediction. We'll start with Anthony.
I said Joseph Manu hat-trick.
Hat-trick, okay. I went Warriors to score 2 consolation tries in the last 10 minutes. So basically, what
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
I'm just
Explain it to the viewers.
so consolation try basically. It's say Roosters are smashing them 28-6. They're out of the game. They score 2 late tries. It means nothing basically.
Yeah.
So yeah,
2
that's
late
what
tries.
two
That's
late
what it
tries. Yeah, okay. Chabelle went. Dominic Young intercept try and Bill.
A try not to be scored after the 15-minute mark.
You nearly got that right.
I got it. I was like 13 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a wrap up to who you got for this week.
And the last game as well, we got
Last game, yeah.
Titans versus Cowboys.
So again, I've went for Titans. I think Titans have been getting much better under Des Hasler. I think they've been unfortunate not to get a few wins under the belt since that Raiders performance. So yeah, I think Titans got the win. I think Cowboys are going to be on a big losing streak. So they're on 4, so I think they're going to keep on losing for a while. And official Bulldogs gone Cowboys. So I've went Titans, he's went Cowboys.
Anthony.
I'm going to go Cowboys, 1-12.
Okay, Bill.
Yeah, I'm going to go Titans.
Titans. I'm going to go Cowboys 1-12.
Okay, that's it for round 10 tips. Now, boys, let's move on to some NRL news. Aiden Sezer faces 4 to 5 weeks ban for the hip job tackle on Josh Curran. Now, we'll talk about the comparison with Targo's one.
Yeah.
But what are your opinions about the actual hip job tackle? Like, should he have been sent off, like sent to the bin?
Yeah, I can't believe like he didn't get some bin. And what's the most annoying bit? He's getting a 4 to 5 match ban, and he didn't even get sin bin during the game. And that just shows the inconsistency with this game right now. It's such a joke because
it is.
How can he get it's such a bad hip drop tackle. You know the danger it caused on Curran. How did the refs pick it up on the game to give him, you know what, it's not a report, it's a sin bin. And with the game today, I wouldn't be surprised if that was a send-off too, because that was the worst hip drop tackle I've seen.
Yeah. That was
it was
clear
clear
as day. Clear as day, a hip
Of
drop
course.
tackle, man.
It was obvious. Like, it was shown.
Yeah.
And I read the article on Fox League today. They're saying it wasn't a hip drop tackle. It was a dangerous tackle. So,
Yeah, you were showing us.
I showed it to you off camera.
But
it just shows you evidence.
He's pulling him down and twisting him in
That was bad.
a hip drop
Like, I don't
motion.
get what's with these refs where there's one that's a hip job, one that's not a hip job, one's a sin bin, one's not. It just, they don't know what they're doing. I feel they're just calling shots like that without knowing the actual definition of what a hip job is, and that was a hip job.
So Targo gets 1
week ban.
1 week ban,
So
game ban.
He's not playing this week.
So he gets a 1 game ban, and then he gets 4. So now it was the same thing.
Yeah, I know.
So like, where's the consistency in the
It just
refereeing?
makes no
Apparently,
sense.
the reason why he's got 4 to 5 and Tago's got 1, because that was Tago's first hip drop. That's his third hip
That's
drop tackle.
bullshit.
No,
That
Apparently
is
that's because
this-
the books, because of his record in hip drop tackle. They've
It doesn't make no sense.
to
It
quote
doesn't make no sense.
to quote Gus, the
Yeah.
game is stupid.
It is
This
stupid.
game is stupid.
And
It is.
Aiden says if he loses, it's going to be 6 weeks.
No, he's
That's
already
what I'm
early
hearing.
He already
Guilty.
Oh, guilty? Oh, okay,
he
fair
said
enough.
he's like he came and said I'm guilty. Like he
Okay.
early plea guilty. Yeah.
Yeah, guilty plea.
So yeah, he's out for 4 to 5 weeks. Again, on that, the referee's a joke right now. And as
Did
Anthony
you hear what NRL said about
said,
the referees?
the
the
one that does reviews, Graham Ainsley.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, the NRL. Yeah, I think he said, what do you say, that we should give more respect to the referees?
Oh, yes, that's right.
Because they're fatigued and
Yeah.
on top of that, they got to officiate a
So,
game and
no.
take tough
That's
calls.
the dumbest
What are your
thing.
opinions on that?
No way.
Then we could say we got to take in consideration these players are tired, and if they chuck in a high tackle,
You're
it's
right.
because they're tired. It's
Nah,
that's a joke, bro.
And on top of that, like when a player stuffs up, they get binned, they get sent for 10 weeks.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then when a referee stuffs up,
They can't.
they get protected. How does that work? Please make that make
doesn't
sense.
make no sense.
I
man.
think that's
Makes
dumb.
no sense at all.
Whatever he said about making they're tired, but come on. When there's a high tackle, you have a time for the bunker system to review it for a bit, say a minute or 2, and that gives them time to see if it's a sin bin or if it's a penalty. So that's a big excuse for saying they're tired. They're tired. They have to make a decision quickly. That's embarrassing what he just said.
But we do give respect, like Adam G in the 2023 grand
Wow.
final. Like as a community, as the NRL community, like wow, that's how you officiate a game.
100%.
And like to say we don't respect them, to say we don't show our love to them, that's bullshit.
No.
It's dumb.
I think Adam G.
Bro, we speak the truth. If we see it clear as day that you called a bad call, we're gonna call you out on it. We're
have to.
not trying to show disrespect. We're just calling you out for your bad calls in the game. That's why we'll get to the Gus thing, but
Yeah.
that's why like Gus had it himself.
Yeah.
He's even fighting the charge.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll
We'll
get
get
into
we'll
that.
get to that
Aiden
point.
Sezer it was a hip job.
Well,
and he
I
deserves
think
that fight.
it was a hip job tackle as
He
well,
deserves
but
the 5-week
the
ban.
refs, they're not paying attention what's happening in the game. I think they're not like doing their job properly, and not just that, like, because when they get together, they need to watch the game back and see what mistakes
right.
they've done, so they can learn their lesson for next week's game, so they don't do it again. But their performance this whole week with the refs, very
Look,
bad.
onto that, another terrible. This is not an on-field decision. This is off-field now. Sam Hughes now is being investigated. He could get a 2-match ban because of accidentally touching the ref because he had to go and make a tackle.
Oh man, I don't know what is going on.
Well, it's so
You know
bad.
what?
Didn't
You
someone?
know what?
Did you see the video? You saw
I
it,
did
yeah?
see the video,
Yeah.
but
Saw it.
Gus, he's had it. I can see from his reaction.
Wasn't it
everyone's reaction.
another player?
Yeah.
Who was it?
was
Recently,
from
someone
another player,
touched
yeah,
Storm.
I know,
Storm. That's
from
it.
Storm.
Jerome Hughes.
Was it
that's
Hughes?
Jerome
Yeah,
Hughes,
it was
yeah,
Jerome
Hughes.
Hughes.
Yeah, it was
Jerome
Hughes.
Hughes, it was him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they ended
pushed
up
the ref.
touching her, lady part.
No, sorry, I'm talking about another one.
But
that
I'm
happened
talking
like
about,
that. That was
yeah,
Smith.
this
That was
week.
Remy Smith. That was
Yeah.
Remy Smith.
But I'm talking about that.
He should get fined.
He touched her boobs, bro.
Yeah.
Because,
Do you think they investigate
bro,
that?
where was the investigation with that? Where is the consistency with this game?
The world
This is why Gus is firing up on 100% footy, bro.
No, man.
How is Sam Hughes trying to make a tackle, not even
the
just
ref was in the
trying
way
to
too.
do his job? His job's to make that tackle, to be on that defensive line. He's doing his job. Why is he getting done? And then when, was it Remus Smith?
Smith, yeah.
Remus Smith touches the referee's boobs. Bro, what the fuck, bro?
That's what I think.
Sorry for my language.
the-
I'm fired up.
It's
The
all right.
refs are in a position. We've seen this now quite often now, where Jerome
It's
Hughes
all happening,
pushed
like, yeah.
the ref away when he was trying to defend the tackle. Even Samuel Hughes. So I think the NRL are in a position where the refs have to fix their positioning. I think they can't be in the middle of the field.
Exactly.
They have to be
need to be
behind the players at all times because it is really affecting the play.
That's a very good point, but even if they were to stay in that same position, what's the malice in Sam Hughes just trying to get out of the ref's way just to make a tackle? He's not. There's no harm in what
no
he's
malice.
doing.
But
There's
maybe-
no malice into it.
Maybe
So I
because she's
don't
a
get-
girl. No, I'm saying
But-
it's not a
but-
bad. It's
but
wrong.
Remus
It's wrong.
Smith-
It's wrong. What the call they've made, that's wrong.
Yeah.
They're saying he's probably going to get the fine or ban because she's a girl.
No, he won't get fined.
He won't. I
But
think-
who should get the ban is Remus Smith. I don't understand. Why aren't they? But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know what they're doing. I haven't really looked into. But what I've heard, why is a Remus Smith? I don't know. Did he? It looked like he intended.
I think he
intended.
did.
Why would he be touching it? So
He touched her torso.
Yeah.
But why isn't this getting investigated? This was
Yeah.
him celebrating after, I don't know what it was. But why isn't he getting investigated? Why is
Like,
Sam Hughes getting
It's
investigated?
quite embarrassing that the NRL are focusing on the littlest things where that's a big deal where it's not even being looked at properly.
It's not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's crazy. Like the Samuel Hughes one we've been speaking about, the hip drop tackle, these little things are being focused so much where that Remus Smith situation should be a big issue.
I think, yeah.
And they're just letting it slide just like that. There's favoritism in the NRL right now.
It's just there's inconsistency in the NRL.
Yeah,
They're just
it is.
they don't know the rules themselves. They don't know what they're doing
That's
themselves.
why the game's ruined.
I
Now,
think it is.
again, let's move on to another person who's been involved with this referee,
And
the
he's
NRL.
had enough as well.
Gus Gould, he's been fined $20,000 for speaking against the NRL in regarding to what we're speaking about, the inconsistencies of the referees. He was on what?
On
Was
Today Show.
Today Show.
in the
He was on a
morning,
Today
yeah.
Show. He's saying he's going to fight it, and he still
hope he
called
does.
him out. He said, "Yeah, it's the truth what he's saying."
Of course, he
So,
has
yeah.
every right what to say, and he said he's going to bring a lawyer. So to
As he
fight
should.
the
As he should.
He'll win
to
it.
fight the case because he's had it.
He should be the
He
CEO.
knows what's going on in the NRL, like the referee system and the bunker system.
No. Like
It's just
what,
everything
What
that's
boggles me, bro. What bloody boggles me about this situation is this bloke. But he basically owns the NRL. You wanna talk about
He
footy?
breeds the NRL.
This isn't just because we had him on our podcast. This
Yeah.
is because I actually like the guy and I respect the guy. Bro, you want to know about footy? You want to know a bad call? You want to know a good call? You want to know how to do this, how to do that? Go to Phil Gould. He's got the answer. He's
give
called
you
the
the
Gould
answers.
father for a reason. He basically is the footy god. Like
The
he's
goat,
been
yeah.
in NRL for how long now?
So
Right?
long, man.
for so long,
His whole
man.
life, basically,
Of course,
even his
bro.
playing days as a young.
He lives and breathes the NRL,
with
bro.
this situation, what
Yeah.
I don't understand. Instead of fining this guy $20,000, why don't you take into account what he's saying and try to improve your game rather than giving him $20,000 and to be honest, I don't think he's ever going to leave the game, but maybe put a bad taste in his mouth about the game. Maybe alter his thinking about maybe going elsewhere or doing
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So, but I get why they say it was damaging. But
yeah, look,
I don't know, man.
when you react like that on TV, they're gonna take it as the wrong way.
Yeah.
And
they wait for everything to happen as
look,
well with the mainstream
personally for
media
me,
as well.
I think if he had reacted in a bit, because I've never seen Gus Gould angry like that.
Yeah.
I think
He has every right for that,
if
man.
he had reacted in a more respectful and professional way, I think he would have got away with it.
yeah.
When I still think he should have got away with that because he's saying the truth.
But
I think with the world we live in today and how everything's run, it's about how you know express yourself. Like we see coaches when they go on rants, they get big fines.
Yeah,
but
I know.
sometimes they go it's a more peaceful approach. They get away with it, but still, it doesn't let go that he should have not been getting fined. Still, because he was saying the truth.
I agree with the way he said it and how he said it, and
everything
and,
truthfully.
And he's backing himself. He doubled down on the
100%.
Today Show. I don't know, what did he say? I think like something along the
Then he
lines.
had a laugh about it.
He had a laugh
Something
about
along
it,
the
yeah.
lines of calling the game stupid again.
Yeah.
And then they're like he's doubling, bro. Like it's rubbish. Like how's he gonna get his point across if he's not saying it in that manner?
Yeah.
Because we've had enough as fans. He's talking on behalf of the fans here. He's
Of course.
he is a figure in the game who is talking on behalf of the fans who has leverage. He's trying to get to the NRL, saying all these calls of the Coruscant call and whatever happened last week. There was a lot of controversial calls.
There was a
last
lot,
week.
man. There
It
was
just
a
shows
lot.
how corrupt this game. And
He's trying to get his point across to the public, and I think he delivered because he's got the NRL
Look,
speaking now.
I think
does.
he's kept this to himself for a while now.
Yeah.
For him to unleash like that, it's been in him for a while, and he wanted to say it, and it's been said. And look, I honestly think he's gonna get the fine. He's gonna fight it, try and
He's
gonna
going to
defend
fight and win the
He might
case.
If he
get
got,
Trust me.
I think
he's gonna have a word with
He'll win
the CEO of the NRL. 100%.
win it.
He's going to
He'll
win
win
the
it.
case fair and square. That's my
a
answer.
call from him,
Yeah.
and they're gonna discuss a few things. I honestly think if he gets his fine, NRL could change a
Yeah,
few
but they don't
things
need to
after
discuss-
that.
bro.
They have to take actions. They're not gonna just let Gus
I
go
know,
slide.
but
Gus is, of course, what he's saying is 100% right. We all agree with him. What they've done to him is unfair,
Yeah.
and hopefully he does win this in court, and he
Of
doesn't
course.
pay the 20K fine. But I think the NRL will take this into consideration and will fix the
They
game.
won't.
But
They
they
won't.
don't need to
Honestly
do that.
think so.
They
do
won't. They
not-
won't take nothing.
Exactly.
I
They don't
I
need to
think they
do that.
can.
He doesn't need to go
Yeah.
with the NRL. He needs to fight the case, win the
You don't
case.
understand? I know. I'm
and
saying
that's it.
the NRL will
He's
make
had it.
changes after this.
Of course.
I'm sorry, bro.
But he has every right not to
NRL is a business these days.
It is.
Gus knows what the golden age of rugby league is, and he knows what the game has been built on. There's too many corporate heads involved in the decision making these days.
It's too much.
As much as they respect Gus, and as much as we respect Gus, as much as the leverage he has in the game, I don't think he's getting the fine, but I don't think they're gonna listen to what he's
But my
saying.
point is,
I know.
after Gus coming out, I honestly think many other NRL experts will start to come out more.
No, they're too scared. They're too scared. Gus has the balls to do it. They're all scared.
He's the only person that will say everything. Okay?
I think there's a few players. I think James Graham's the type that can come out and say a few things.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
James
he's not
Graham's
like
one.
Gus. But Gus is
No,
the
but James
OG.
Graham's,
Like,
James Graham, bro. if
Yeah, I
he
know,
says
James
something,
Graham
He's
will-
already said he's
He's already said his own.
But I
Yeah.
don't think he's signed in a way to the NRL.
NRL.
I
Yeah.
think Gus is. He's a commentator.
Gus, yeah.
I think
So
he'll
he
have
can. James Graham can get away with. He has got away with a lot
Yeah,
of
he's
things.
I'm not sure if it will, but I think the CEO will have a word with Gus.
Yeah, look, let's hope. We're all praying for Gus that he doesn't have to pay that 20K fine. Now let's move on to Tevita Pangai Jr., a former Bulldogs player, Penrith, and a Broncos player. His brother David had something to say about his, return to the NRL. He has a point to prove and will return to the NRL. With this being said, Craig Bellamy is interested in his services. So, look, there's only a few coaches that can get the best out of him.
Yeah.
One being Wayne Bennett, and he did do it for his time at the Broncos. And then the next one being Bellamy. And I think if the Melbourne were to poach him and Bellamy worked under him, because let's look at Cassiano when he had joined the Storm. He made him fit. Cassiano lost all the weight. He was big and muscly, and he became not... I think with Cassiano, before we move on to this, he was more of just that destroyer.
Yeah,
but
he was.
changed him into a player that was a bit different to who he was
Yeah.
at Bulldogs. But I think if Pangai was to go to Melbourne, it really could bring him back to the NRL and everyone talking about him.
To become a better player.
He'll
Yeah.
become a better player if he joins the Melbourne Storm. So what do you guys
But
think?
why is no one talking about the fact that he left and he's coming back? Why are we talking about where he's going to sign instead of why is he signing?
Yeah.
Yeah, because all these news are happening right now. I thought they're saying that he's staying at the Queensland Cup for now to...
But
goes
that's
back
not
to-
my point.
What is it?
I'm saying the way he departed and the way he felt out of love for the game and is coming back, isn't that a bit sus to you?
I think it is. It looks like it. It is sus.
I think when the news starts to get more hot, more clubs are interested, it's all around like Wild World Sports and all that, then that's when the conversation will start to pick up from
because
NRL
let me tell you, if I'm a decision-making head at Melbourne, Penrith or whatever, don't I take into account what he said when he departed the Dogs, how he felt out of love? How am I gonna bet that this is my player, this player's gonna give me my all if he said he felt out of love for the game and got forced into the game?
Because we know the history of Pangai, man. He chops and changes. He goes to Broncos. He has a few issues. He leaves. He comes to Dogs. Again, he wanted to prove the fans wrong and show them that he is the best and damaging forward in the game. It didn't go to plan. Left the game. Said he lost passion, and that was a way of his contract, as we've mentioned plenty of time on the podcast. Now he wants to return, as stated by his brother David. So yeah, it's not a good look on Pangai. But again, if he was to come back, we really can't do much. He's still a well-known, big player in the game, and Bellamy can turn him into a damaging forward. But again, Wayne Benner, didn't really turn him into still a damaging forward. He had patches, but it wasn't a consistent player that kept on performing at the highest level.
I think if he was to return, it'd be his last shot, because if he's not going to prove that he's worth it at Melbourne, who else is going to get him, man? Because
where are you going to put him else?
You've had so many chances.
To be honest,
Dolphins might maybe want to give him a chance.
They can give him a chance, but I don't know.
I respect the guy. I do really do. I really do. But do I want to see him in an NRL jumper again? No. After the way he departed and the way he wanted to be a boxer and he felt a love for the game, got forced into the game, and all these stories, he doesn't deserve them. I mean, there's rookies, kids that are wanting that same position who really want to play rugby league. Yeah, and he's going to steal that jumper. He already stole the Booze jumper from somebody.
He actually did.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Look, anyways, that's a wrap up to league talk. Got quite heated there, but let's move on to some wrestle talk now. Backlash. That France crowd was the best I've ever seen. The way they did not stop from the minute it started to the minute finished. Even after the show, there's chanting, their party.
Every entrance that came out.
It started 2 days ago from the SmackDown show.
Yeah, but singing to every entrance. When Cody Rhodes' theme song finished, they're still singing after.
Jey Uso.
Randy Orton.
KO as well.
That crowd was like, it just made Backlash even better, because the matches they produced in Backlash was very good. The no disqualification match with the Bloodline and Randy Orton was good. KO, AJ, Cody Rhodes, what a match that was.
We could see a lot of WWE fans and attendance and crowd start to become like them. This will motivate them, I honestly think. I think crowds in WWE will start to become better. You see the comments, everyone's disrespecting the USA fans, like they're so boring, they're not compared to France. Like, to be honest, Australia was very good. You start to question, maybe because it's in America and they always have these shows in WWE. Maybe that's why it loses 100%. Where us, Europe, Asia, you're not going to get it.
It's always that European crowd that always has the best show. Because when Raw goes to UK, it's always like that.
Yeah, because these fans are, football's big in Europe, and that's one of the big reasons. Because it is probably 80% of all those people in that arena watch football, and they're known for chanting and being loud
because they're used to it.
They're used to
that environment.
Exactly.
And wrestlers, I feel they deserve this sort of crowd.
Yeah,
I think so.
It motivates them, it excites them, and just makes every match so much better.
100%. I put this crowd next to. You got that WrestleMania 20 crowd, which was crazy, bro.
Yeah, WrestleMania 20.
Money in the Bank 2011. That was the biggest. That was the best crowd in terms of American crowds, in my opinion. But this crowd was something else, man. Even Backlash 23 was a good crowd. Where was that, in Puerto Rico? Was it?
Yeah, it was
Puerto Rico. That was a bloody crowd,
bro.
But this one, I think, tops it.
I think it tops
the topper. Yeah,
France got to top it on number one for sure.
Even just the Jey Uso,
bro. How crazy was that? He was in the crowd and he was chanting. Like,
I'm so jealous we didn't get him at pool.
Oh man!
But look, it is what it is. Now let's talk about Backlash now. Let's talk about the first.
I'll get the matches. First was Bloodline versus Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. Look, that was very good, man. That was crazy.
Yeah, it was.
From the start, they just kept building each other.
Yeah, they're bashing each other, and that's when Nick Aldis is like, you know what? No disqualification, no countouts, whatever. Do whatever you want, and just bash each other out. Sorry.
But on that, like, I'm sick of the Bloodline now. Like interfering.
Nah, it's actually getting better. I told you it's off camera. It's actually getting better.
Not with the characters, the people they're bringing.
Yeah.
Interference. Like, come on, like we've had enough of it.
I know.
Like now, again, we know it's a new bloodline, so we're gonna be experiencing this 10 times more now.
Yeah.
We were already sick of it when Roman was there. It's not ending.
I know.
Again, they had the game
It's still going on.
interfered, man. Like, I'm getting sick
Is
of it now.
KO and Randy partners now?
Yeah, the tag team.
I
The
think
tag
they are
teams-
tag team, yeah.
It's just to help Randy Orton not get injured again and have to
Yeah.
retire.
Because he's
Like
had that
take
back
less
injury.
bumps.
He had that
That's
back
what it
injury
is.
a
Fair enough.
few
Kevin
months
Owen
back.
takes all the bumps, not him.
Yeah.
It's called, their group's called RKO.
RKO.
Yeah, that's
RKO.
What a mad name.
It's a mad
It's
name.
already a mad name.
But that
anyway.
match
It shows
was,
you
I
really
think,
there.
one of the greatest. I'd say
What is
that
that?
game, the Randy Orton match.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the
That
greatest.
was actually
Ever.
mad.
No. That match, the pay per view.
Oh, in the
Of
pay-per-view.
Backlash,
Oh,
yeah, that's what I'm
yeah.
saying.
Well,
What-
on that, let's talk about the new member.
From the
Tangaloa.
bloodline, Tangaloa,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So I don't know if you know, he's the brother of Tamatonga.
Yeah.
Their tag team name back in Junior Japan was called Gorillas of Destiny, GOD.
Yeah.
They've won like 7 times IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. They've won multiple 6-man tag team champions. I think that was a very good move for him to come back to WE because like how I mentioned to you guys about how he was Camacho back in 2011 with Unico.
Yeah.
And he was in NXT back in the days too. So he was the one that started in WWE before Tama because when he was wrestling, his Tama was in the Navy. He was in the Army before he became a professional wrestler.
Okay.
But he's a biological adopted son from
Okay. Yeah.
Haku. So I actually read the whole info today. But was that a good move to become a member?
Yeah.
I wasn't like, how can I say? It was a very surprise. I thought Jacob Fatu was going to...
Yeah, he always used to say
I
that.
thought he was going to be
now
shocking
you're
the whole
saying-
I
world.
think he should have.
Now you're saying he's going to
Yeah.
be joining the Usos.
I think he will align with Jey Uso and Jimmy because they're cousins.
Yeah.
So they're first cousins with
I
each
think
other.
because they already got 3 solo and the 2
Yeah,
boys,
they already got 3.
and now that makes sense.
But imagine it becomes 4. I don't know. It could be a lot of
I
surprises
think
coming
this
out. We don't know.
storyline.
But
I
it's,
think it will continue for a bit.
it
Randy
will.
and
To some,
RKO.
I think it will lead to SummerSlam.
then when Roman comes in, that's when it's gonna
Because they say
shake
Roman
things
Reigns
up.
might be the biggest
Yes.
baby
Babyface,
face
yeah.
of all time.
Triple H said, I've said it before, where what the storyline and the plans we have for Roman Reigns is going to be, no one's going to expect it.
Yeah.
It's going to be good, man. It's going to be good.
Next match.
Next one was the Women's Tag Team Championship.
Jade Gargo and Bianca Belair
Yeah,
versus the
they were gonna
Kabuki
win.
Warriors.
They were gonna win it, of course.
Yeah,
Of course, they were going to win it. It was a
clear
big
as
event.
day.
Yeah, of course.
Man,
And that was the first singles title.
She's good,
First
man.
title.
Yeah.
She's very good.
Jade Gargo, yeah.
She's crazy.
She's going to become
Oh.
women's world champion.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
She's fit,
they're
man.
building her up to be.
100%.
She's a good wrestler. Too.
They suit each
Very-
other, man.
So much strength.
Good tag
Oh.
team.
They do
partners.
suit. They do suit,
Both
but
built-
I can see that she's going to go all the way to the world championship against Bailey
I
later.
could see
in the
very soon
storyline.
a storyline between these two.
Yeah, they will.
She'll get a title after she has that. She's gonna have a rivalry with Bianca Belair for sure.
Yeah,
so
for
it'll come
sure.
after that. But yeah, that match was pretty
It
straightforward.
was still good, and I enjoyed
Still
that match.
good, yeah.
Next one was Bailey versus Naomi and Tiffany Stratton.
I think that was an easy
again,
win.
another one.
Average.
Yeah, that was average. Yeah.
I don't know. Bailey hasn't impressed me being the champion so
So
far.
Tiffany was close to win it.
She deserves it.
Yeah,
I
she
wouldn't
does.
mind her getting it.
She's only been in WWE for 2 months now since she got caught up on the roster.
Yeah.
She was in NXT the last 2.5 years, 3 years.
She's doing good.
Now she's killing it.
Yeah, everyone loved. Like
Right, remember Elimination Chamber? Everyone was chanting
Yeah.
Tiffany.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, she
She
was
was,
actually really good.
Next one was Damian Priest and Jey Uso.
That was a good match.
Good
crowd-
match.
That was
Yeah.
a very good match.
That was
Damian
good.
Priest put a hell of a good match
At
against
the
Jey
end,
Uso.
Damian Priest pushed.
I think he's
Finn
had it.
Balor
He's had it
and,
with him.
JD. So I think that's already sensing.
I think they're all going to go
Bit of
separate
tension.
ways, but I think the match lead to SummerSlam for Balor and Damian Priest.
Damian will
look at
go.
it-
Damian will go face.
I think he will face.
Finn
Yes.
Balor and JD will go.
He's going to go
stay
back
heel.
to his old character
Yeah.
for sure.
Because even Dominic Mysterio is having this thing with
Oh, yeah,
Liv
yeah.
Morgan too.
Yeah, so it looks
If you
like
haven't
a
seen that-
storyline.
They were they're in the dressing room or
Dressing room
something.
Yes.
together. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Maybe
Maybe
Morgan walked
Out.
in the hallway, and then
he
a
came
few
out.
seconds
following-
later was Dominic,
Yeah.
and then
Mama's not gonna be happy.
Liv Morgan goes, "I'm gonna take everything from you," and then of course she's gonna take Dominic with her.
Yeah,
Of course.
It's
gonna
gonna
it's
be
gonna-
good.
it's gonna
It's
stir the
It's going to
pot.
be very interesting to see what's going to happen.
But that match was good. Overall.
Yeah,
It
Jey
was.
Uso-
I'm happy for Damien.
Does
Proven
Jey
to
Uso
be
get
a
it?
good champion. He'll hold it for a while, I reckon.
Yeah.
But again, the question is who's going to take that belt off him. We've got to wait and see.
Jey Uso, what's next for him?
It's.
I
I
don't
feel
think he'll
sorry
get a
for him
shot
because
for
he's
now.
getting these title chances.
Yeah.
But just to be in the match, he's never winning those
Yeah.
titles. So
maybe his brother will come back, but he'll probably come back with him,
But
and they become
if
more
his
tag team. Maybe you don't know.
I think he wants that championship.
Is he
think
better
he
off
does.
tag team then? Because again, there's a lot of people on this roster, wrestlers on this roster that probably again Jey Uso deserves it, but I mean they have bigger plans for the other wrestlers like Gunther.
Yeah.
He might be the next one rather than Jey Uso.
Maybe
So
Drew McIntyre as well.
even Drew McIntyre, exactly. So
But he's very over right.
Ricochet
But he's very
could be a world
over right
champion
now,
as well.
Jey Uso.
over.
Very over.
Oh,
Like,
Yeah.
As in, like he's got the crowd's attention.
Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Like he's
he
like
deserves
He's
it.
in the
yeah,
right
one of the
moment
biggest
to get
baby
it.
faces right now.
Ricochet just
So,
won
like-
the WWE
Yeah,
Speed
that
champion
one,
as
yeah.
well.
Yeah.
But I would love to see him to win the world champion.
Nah.
He's been-
Speed,
no, he's won the Speed
you want
champion.
Ricochet to win the world champion?
Yeah,
Oh,
one
okay,
day. I don't know when. Probably this year, next year.
Because
whatever.
he has worked hard.
He does,
he
but they're saying he's actually the best high flyer wrestler of all time right now. He has that athleticism,
Yeah.
the high flying moves. He has
Yeah, he's
everything.
good,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
The final match was Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles. He remains and retains the
Very,
title.
very average match, but the
It
crowd made it.
Yeah.
Crowd made it good.
The crowd made it
With
like a
that
football match.
There's this chant that goes in France. I don't know what's called about AJ Styles. Not about him, but a word phenomenal. It hasn't. It's a chant. I don't know what it is.
I don't know what
but
it means.
They related
well,
it to AJ
A
Styles.
lot
hard
of,
to
a lot of,
pronounce.
if you look at the comment section, like all the WWE fans, a lot of them say match of the year.
I
Match
thought it
of
was
the
very
year.
average,
It
bro.
was actually good.
It
I
was
liked it
decent.
'cause-
Maybe because of
but
the
what would you
crowd,
rate it
bro.
out of 10? But like out of 10, the match.
Without the crowd, I think it would have been dead.
Yeah,
It's
Of
a
course.
very
Yeah, I know.
from what it was, from what I saw, average. Average.
yeah, fair enough.
like
I'd-
5 out of 10.
Out of 5 stars, I'd give it like a
3.5.
3.5. Out of 10, it was probably like a 6. 6
I
was
think
alright.
LA Knight is next for
For the
belt.
champion?
I
Yeah,
think so.
didn't he?
Because
was
Cody
talking
Rhodes
about
actually
him
said it
at the
after
press
the conference.
He
Yeah,
was.
he said LA Knight is next on the line. So
He needs a world title
he
on.
does,
man.
bro. But
He
if he
won't
doesn't
win it.
win against Cody Rhodes,
won't win it.
he should win against Logan Paul. the
No
US
one's
title.
winning it. Yeah,
No,
this
no
is-
one's not
this
gonna
is-
win it.
This is just filler
Like, no,
before.
I want to
SummerSlam.
see. I want to see LA Knight win the US title. He hasn't.
He
touched
deserves
the
a title.
Yet. He
He
does.
deserves
He
a
does.
title.
I think
he
it's-
deserves it.
Again, we spoke about how are they going to make this storyline explosive and big. For me, right now, of course, right now you need to have just keep on changing, get total, keep on defending the title, get challenges. But I think there has to be a period where they need to focus on this for like 3 months.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get Cody and someone else for 3 months. Every pay-per-view, it's Cody versus him.
Yes.
Because
They
it's
just done
not
it
good
with-
just
yeah.
keep on changing it. I think right now they have to.
Yeah.
But there has to come a time where they have to build a storyline with Cody Rhodes and
Yeah.
someone else.
No,
Like
no,
a rivalry.
you
Okay,
got
like
a
a big
point.
one.
A rivalry.
You do got a point, but it's just that because after when Reigns became champion for 1,300 days,
It take time.
because the last time he actually did defend the title was against Matt Riddle. That last
Yes.
time.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why Triple H saying he wants Cody Rhodes to defend with each other wrestler, so they can build up the storyline. But with AJ Styles, I think they just done it too fast.
Exactly. They
yeah.
did it.
Yeah.
I feel like they could have built to something special with his storyline,
I'd
with
agree.
Yeah.
because of the history with his dad in TNA, and just the. They say styles make fights
He does.
in boxing, and same as wrestling, pro wrestling. And I feel like this would have been. This, in my eyes, would have been match of the year. I know people were
for
saying
sure.
it, but they could have really
They could have done
tore
it
the
better.
house down.
Who knows? Maybe
This could have been you could have said like a SummerSlam, WrestleMania
yeah.
type
Why,
match.
why did we love Roman and Cody Rhodes? Because it was a big rivalry.
Yeah.
Everyone looked forward to it. Even Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre.
Again, it's early days.
It was always a big rivalry. That's what I'm saying. Right now, they're going to keep on changing.
WWE
But
need to revisit this.
They have to
Yeah.
have a period where it's just two wrestlers fighting for that belt.
Yeah.
Well, it could be AJ Styles could get another match.
He could, yeah.
He might come out and attack him, and it builds another one.
Yeah,
Give him
exactly.
a better
I
storyline,
think
man.
because
It happened too quick.
It took 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks to.
I know.
come
I
out
think it
with
was
out.
3 weeks. 3
Was it
weeks
two-
after Mania. That's when it started to.
Yeah, but
build up.
when did he become number one contender? It was like 2 weeks before Backlash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. So,
So
it was
like,
it was like
it's
a
2
short
week
notice.
build-up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
so
like
I
a 2
think-
weeks notice.
I still think AJ Styles is the number one contender. He'll
I
still
think
get
he
another
should.
chance.
I think he should continue.
Yeah,
Did you
yeah.
see Cody Rhodes do Stardust in front
Yeah,
of AJ Styles?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that.
He
I
done
missed
like
that.
the Stardust like that.
Yeah.
But it was a great event. Mad props to France for basically tearing the house down.
Yeah, that's
you know,
the
they were
fans are
getting
great.
on their Apple Watch noise. Well, what's the
Noise cancellation.
noise
Oh,
cancellation.
no, it's-
Noise warning. A noise warning on their
See
Apple Watch. That's how loud they were.
Wow.
Triple H posted it. He's like,
really?
it was so loud in the arena that they got noise.
I'm surprised. It
a
was
noise
like
warning.
only
Imagine the back. Imagine the back. Like,
It was
all
like-
the wrestlers like hearing the whole chance.
there was like I
all
thought it was 12,000 people.
Oh man,
I
it
felt-
was crazy.
It felt like
full
more.
pack
It looked
capacity.
like more.
They-
But I like the way how they did the set out.
Hey,
like,
bring WrestleMania to France. Who
you
knows?
remember the last
That's-
time? You remember the WWE the last time they did the actual, like, with the crowd in Europe was in Italy. Remember when Santino Marella won the Intercontinental?
Yeah.
That was the last massive crowd when they kept chanting.
Look, talking about WrestleMania, Bill saying to France, WrestleMania 41 is located in Vegas.
Vegas, baby.
It's
Viva
been
Las Vegas.
It's been a month.
Viva Las
It's been a month
Vegas.
since
Yes.
WrestleMania 40.
100%. Should
So-
WrestleMania 42 be in Europe or USA?
Can we talk about WrestleMania 41 for a second?
Let's
Go
talk
ahead.
What
about
a
it.
great location to have a WrestleMania.
It's easy to travel
Easy to travel. I know you'd love it.
Viva
No, honestly, but how nice was that logo?
Yeah, it's nice.
That
Yeah, it is
WrestleMania
nice.
41
I
logo.
like it. I actually like it.
Amazing.
It's nice.
And
I
I feel
rate
like
Already a good start.
the stage is going to be crazy.
Already
gonna
a
be
good
massive,
start to
yeah.
I already
WrestleMania 41.
picture how that stage is going to have. I reckon there's going to be a big roulette table. And it's going to have like, what, 100%. Watch.
Slot machine.
Bull rush.
Last one, the phone call.
Anthony said on it.
But now, great location, man. They're going to make a lot of money over there. It's at
course they
Allegiant
will.
Stadium.
Yeah, well,
So,
And that's where the NRL played.
yeah, how many
at
people?
Saudi.
60. If
It's
it's
probably going to be
Is it
like
60,000?
60,000. No, 70,000 maybe.
60,000.
capacity.
correct me if I'm wrong. I think
I'm
it
not
was-
plus
sure.
seats on the floor. So
I
maybe
think
like-
about 80.
plus 70.
Maybe 80,000 capacity
I
for
think
sure.
it is
Check it on the
60,000.
internet,
I
maybe.
think it was 60.
No,
But
no,
yeah,
it's
that should be a very good
The
WrestleMania.
big question mark: should we go to Mania for it? I think we all should.
We got to go, man.
We have to go. We can't
have
miss
to go,
this
Mania,
event.
man.
If we went to Elimination Chamber, I think we
Look,
should go to Mania.
the chances of me going to this McGregor fight this year is very
65,000.
slim.
It is,
So hey, let's save my money. Let's save our money and let's go to Vegas for
So,
Go to
WrestleMania.
Vegas.
I think it will hold like 70,000.
How many? 70?
It can hold 65,000,
Yeah.
but for other events,
But,
it can
hey,
hold an
we
extra
got to go
12,000.
Vegas, man.
yeah,
Well,
we got to go for the
look,
Mania
should-
event, man. We have to.
Should WrestleMania 41? We know
Wait,
it's in
quickly,
Las-
are you going WrestleMania for? Are you going for WrestleMania or just Vegas to gamble?
I want to go Mania, man. I want to experience that. I've never been
Nice.
to a
Yeah, that's right.
actually
Well,
WWE
should
live
WrestleMania?
event.
It's
Yeah,
in,
we have
it's in
them.
Las
We're all going to go ask
We
for
went
it. We have to.
Elimination Chamber.
I think we should start putting our money together and save it and go.
We'll
straight
use
out.
the
You're paying
touchline
for it, bro.
money. We'll use the touchline
I'll
money.
pay the FS.
Well,
line.
look, WrestleMania 41 is in Las Vegas. But would you like to see it in Europe?
100%.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
they
you
got to
love
take
it.
London. Go to London.
Yeah,
London.
I think John Cena said it like he wants
Cody Rhodes said it too.
Cody Rhodes. They
Yeah.
all said Mania at London. I
So it looks
reckon.
like a lot
I
of
reckon
the-
at UK, man.
It's only right they just for one WrestleMania just
Yeah.
keep changing it to a different country.
Exactly,
It's better.
yeah.
It makes a better promotion.
Yeah.
They'll get more money. You know,
Yeah.
it's a
No, they
great
won't.
idea.
No more
But
money.
you know the problem.
I said I made a
Yeah.
video about this.
Which one?
About
Oh, yeah, you actually did on
WrestleMania
TikTok,
going to
yeah.
London. They'll actually lose money. Their biggest market is North America.
North
That-
America. Yeah.
America,
Yeah,
United
I know, I
States.
know.
But if there's- it'll get sold out.
But
It
look,
will, no, but as in
Yeah.
like I think it's got to do with like sponsorships
Merch and all
and merch and
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just the demand. I
Probably, yeah.
think the demand in America for WWE and pro wrestling is greater than
Yeah.
London. Like
It
you can
is.
talk about that. Yeah, they'll pack out the stadium, but the demand for the product, I think. Yeah.
But the problem is, look, I hope they go to London for the next Mania, like after Vegas. But I think the weather conditions in Europe, they always have bad weather.
But
there.
they got shelter,
They
but
got
for the
shelter.
fans.
Can't they do it like at
Not-
Wembley Stadium?
Not a lot
or-
of stadiums have shelter, to be honest.
Yeah, they don't have that.
But
Oh, Wembley
AEW
would be
did
mad.
did all in
Yeah,
in
all in,
Wembley.
yeah, which stadium?
Was it at
Wembley
Wembley?
Stadium, yeah.
Wembley, yeah.
Maybe they should do Mania
And
there.
Wembley holds like
Oof,
a
Wembley-
lot.
80, 90,000,
Yeah, yeah.
100,000, I would
They'll
say.
100,000.
100,000.
Look, where would you do it if Mania, if it was at England? Like, would you do it at Wembley Stadium?
Wembley will
what
hold
other
like
stadiums?
Wembley.
To be
Yeah.
honest, bro, I don't know what the stadiums in London.
I know.
Yeah,
because-
No,
I
no,
don't
but
know.
I've seen it.
I only know the O2. Is it O2?
O2
and-
Arena, the East.
and
they'll do
Wembley.
it.
Wembley.
Wembley would be for sure.
Yeah, Wembley, maybe.
Maybe Old Trafford, Man United.
No, it's
hometown.
too
Yeah.
old.
It's too old, but yeah. But look, right now it's in Las Vegas next year. That's going to be already good signs. We build the logo, the arena.
It's
it's
but
looking
I want
good.
to ask you guys, what dream matches like that will happen at Vegas for Mania next year? Like,
Some-
what's going to
Rock's
happen?
gonna be there.
I think Rock and
Rock will
Roman.
be there.
Rock and Roman?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Rock
can
and
see
Roman will
that.
get the.
They wanted
They
that
gotta
this
make
year.
it.
You know what? Like, because WrestleMania 39 was supposed to be their year. Then
Last
WrestleMania
year.
40 was supposed to be, but
Yeah.
WrestleMania 41 will be their year.
I think
It's got to be Rock Roman
But
first.
the storyline's not there anymore, man.
yeah, I know.
He got
It'll
defeated.
build up. It'll build
we'll
up.
build up.
I think it will build up.
Maybe he'll build up.
At least
Because
at SummerSlam and
The Rock
after
might be.
SummerSlam.
I think everyone's thinking Solo's the new Tribal Chief.
I think it's The
because
Rock.
Solo's trying to initiate that he's the new Tribal Chief, but I
Yeah.
think it's The Rock that's calling the orders.
Yeah.
So let's say Roman comes in thinking it's Solo, but then The Rock comes saying it's him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But then The Rock's coming for Cody first. So I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't know, man. There's a lot of dream matches that's going to happen. I'm not too sure about it. There's a lot of good matches will happen, like even tag team as well.
Look, I could see quickly Damian Priest and Finn Balor.
I think so.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
it will lead to SummerSlam, but then it'll probably lead to Mania. But I want to see in Mania for tag team, I want to see the TLC matches, bro. I want to see Extreme. Because I remember watching, I think it was WrestleMania, I think it was at 12 or 13. I remember it was the triple threat. You remember Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, Edge, Christian, the Dudley Boys when they had the ladder match.
Yeah.
I want to see those type of matches, bro.
Yeah.
The audience.
They had it last year. They had it in the WrestleMania, the ladder match.
Yeah, they did the
tag
six
team,
pack. I want to see more of that. I want
Yeah.
to see TLC. I want to see more
Yeah.
extreme. If you don't, if the audience don't invest in it, they're gonna say what a boring match.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to see like, oh my god,
Crazy
like,
stuff.
Yeah, crazy
But we'll
stuff.
wait
You
to
wanna
see till
that.
next year. That's
Yeah.
We're
ways
gonna wait
away.
to see.
But yeah, that's a wrap up for Wrestle Talk for this week. Anthony, let's go on to some combat talk.
Let's get into it.
All right, Anthony, combat talk time. There was a bit of controversy that came out of last week with the Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney fight. We all know Ryan Garcia demolished Devin Haney in their bout. But there's a bit of news that came out following this fight. So allegedly, not confirmed, they haven't confirmed it yet. Allegedly, Ryan Garcia tests positive for PEDs. So performance-enhancing drugs.
Oh, wow.
So... When this news came out, Devin Haney obviously gutted. He's like, this puts the fight in a completely different light. Despite the disadvantage, I still fought on my shield and got back up. People die in this sport. This isn't a joking matter. 100%, man. But this is all allegedly. Conor McGregor had something to say about it too. He went off. He went off on Sean O'Malley too for some reason. For those of you who don't know, Ryan Garcia was good mates with Conor McGregor. There was that viral clip that went around of him, talking him up, saying he'll be back at the Davis fight. So he was saying basically, I think the drug was starts with O. Ostradin.
I have no idea.
I don't know what the name is, but it's a performance enhancing drug. And Conor McGregor's like, he's a cheat. If he ever sees him, he's gonna smack him and whatever. The usual Conor McGregor words. So this is it's making its runs around social media. Garcia is saying he's innocent.
Well, they said on ESPN, like he even said, everybody knows that I don't cheat. Garcia said that on X, but never taken a steroid. I don't even know where to get steroids. I barely take supplements. Big lies. I beat his ass. So literally, he cleaned him like with the knockouts as well 3 times. Like,
so this is the controversy around it. So they take a few tests before the fight, and he took one right before the fight was about I think the same week. I don't know what the time frame was around it, but he took one last one, and the test didn't come back to after the bout, and then that one came back positive. So this is VADA. That's the commission, VADA. So that one came back positive, and so there's people saying, did he microdose? If he was to cheat, and he did cheat, no fighter's just going to take a large amount of that PED. So he might have microdosed it. Take it in increments, across according to a schedule. So he might have done that, and it might have picked up like a small dose, the same way it picked up John Jones's pictogram at that one time. But man, I don't know what to think about this, bro. Like, if he did cheat, man, that is disgusting. Like revoke his boxing license.
But they haven't confirmed.
It's not confirmed, so he's got to take a B sample test. So that's like just a backup test to confirm that.
To make sure if it is or isn't.
So that's going to give all confirmation. And look, if he's innocent, I think it puts him in a bigger light. They're all coming after him, but he's sticking to his gun, saying I didn't cheat.
Of course,
he's going to make him into somewhat and even a bigger star. Going against these people, trying to take him down. But if he's guilty, could go the other way around.
It
could revoke his boxing license. A lot of people who respected him, a lot of enemies that ended up respecting
Mentors,
him. They're gonna go at him harder. So this is a real testament to his career right now. I'm really scared for him. As a Ryan Garcia fan, I really hope he's innocent. Just the way he defeated Haney, man. It's unheard of. Haney was the boogeyman in the division, and for that to be taken away by just a performance enhancing drug is disgusting.
Look, we don't know yet, but like we pray that he's innocent, and I hope he goes back on track and he stays focused on his training, and he goes focus on the next fight. That's what he wants to do. He doesn't want to let mainstream media, all these people talk crap about
it's
him.
called Ostarine.
Oh, I've never heard of it.
Ostarine. That's the drug.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just reading the McGregor tweet right now. He's like, I bust yous both up. I'll spar yous. I will set a date. He's like, if I was Devin Haney's dad, if I was Devin Haney's dad, you're dead no matter what for doing that crazy. What the F happened to you, you little fool? Get your head together because I'm going to smash it. Even with elbows. You're done.
Conor McGregor.
He's like, fair play, Devin. Well done. Your performance has just become even more heroic. Bravo.
Sounds like Conor McGregor wants to go in the boxing ring.
I think he's, in a way, he's trying to promote his fight. Calling other people out. But yeah, man. Look, hopefully all is well.
Hopefully everything goes well with Ryan Garcia, and hopefully he goes negative. That's all we can say, man.
Negative in the
negative,
test.
yeah.
But UFC 301, Anthony. Yeah. It wasn't the most hyped up event. I think it happened in Brazil.
Yeah, it was in Brazil.
It was in Brazil.
The return of Jose Aldo.
Yep.
I was very happy that.
Speaking of McGregor.
Oh my god. Yeah, but no, Jose Aldo, bro, he fought very, very good, man. He had a lot of strikes, man.
Early in that round, Martinez. So this was against Martinez. He ended up winning via unanimous decision.
Jose Aldo.
Jose Aldo ended up winning. So early in that bout, Martinez was striking, going for those low leg kicks.
Yeah.
And about the midway point of round number one, Jose Aldo, the experienced veteran in him, picked up on it and kept going, kept closing the distance, kept picking his shots. And look, it got him the win in the fight. Round two was complete domination by Jose Aldo. Yeah. Round three, Martinez started to pick things up, but Jose Aldo was too strong. Got his first takedown of the fight, and the first and only takedown of the fight. Yeah. Went for the double leg, ended up finishing him off on the ground, and he ended up picking up the win, man.
Right, I was very happy that he fought very good.
I'm happy he's back.
He's back.
He hasn't lost the beat, man.
I know, and I know he's in the Hall of Fame as well. So
he's beat a lot of ranked fighters.
He actually did.
I don't think he's in the ranked listing yet.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Bantamweight division.
No, I don't think so.
So I think he should be, because I think wasn't Martinez a ranked opponent?
I think
wasn't he ranked 10?
I'm gonna check that now.
Check real quick. I think he was a ranked opponent. I think he even beat who's Aldo's last opponents? Can you see?
The last no, it doesn't show actually.
Aldo's?
No, because they just showed his result. That's what.
I think he's beat a lot of opponents that are ranked. I think he should be ranked right now. But Jose Aldo's on the comeback, man.
I think he's gonna come back. But I think he doesn't have that much in him yet. But he will get like all these these quick fights and that, and then he'll retire for sure, like official.
But let's talk about the main event, Anthony. Pantoja versus
Usyk.
Usyk,
yeah. That was a close fight,
that was a great
man.
fight. So it ended up being was a unanimous decision win for Pantoja. Yeah, ends up retaining the flyweight belt.
Yeah, it was by 1 point, so it was a bit short for Steve Usyk.
Yeah,
but it was a good fight, man. The takedowns were so good by Pantoja. He took him down, but then Usyk defended himself as well. He was trying to get out of the takedowns as well. But it was back and forth war, bro. There was a lot of good combinations.
One judge had it 4-1, which was crazy. It was a very close fight. Pantoja got caught with a lot of elbows by Usyk,
and a lot of strikes
in rounds 3 and 5. You see that elbow that came like clockwork, mate. Yeah, like it was a great elbow by Usyk, our boy. He's an Australian boy.
Right, he's a tough boy, man.
A lot of people say he got robbed. I don't think he got robbed because the ground control time was like 8 minutes.
Yeah, it was.
So he maured him on the ground.
He actually did. So that's why the takedowns they always give him more points, more than the strikes. But it was a close fight. Yeah. But I wish Steve Usyk won the fight and won that world title. It would have been a good a feeling for the Aussie fans as well. But Pantoja retained it.
It was very close.
It was very close fight.
And I think Daniel Cormier said it on commentary. He was like, even though Usyk lost this fight, a lot of people, he's got respect on his name now. He does. People see him as a threat now.
I think he is a threat.
To do that against the title holder like Pantoja, who Pantoja isn't the best striker, but has that ground game, which was crazy. And what I feel like Usyk, what he didn't do right, you can see the rookie in him because he's only had 4 fights in the UFC.
Yeah, that's right.
So you can see the inexperience in him towards the end of the fight, where you could have saw it both ways. He ended up going for that takedown. He was good. He's doing good on the feet. Pantoja, as I said, isn't a great striker, and he was dominating on the feet, Usyk. But I feel like he shouldn't have taken him down at the end of the fight.
Yeah, but I was saying to my mates on Saturday night, I said, do you think it was an early move for him to get a chance for the title?
Yeah.
My mates, they said, I think it was a bit early for him. Maybe if you give him a couple of fights, then he'll get the opportunity.
But that flyweight division is pretty much dead.
By end of the day, doesn't matter. He learned after his fight for that title. Yeah. I think he's going to step back a bit more. He's going to get a couple of fights to redeem himself. And then he'll get his.
He'll be champion one day.
He'll get his
He will be
opportunity
champion.
back.
No, he
I
will.
reckon by end of the year or next year he'll become a champion.
No. He will.
I think he will get it.
Steve Carell will be
he'll
champion.
get it, man. I think he will get it. I think he will get it.
Have you seen the comparisons with Steve Carell? You know The Office? Have you watched The Office?
The Office? No, I haven't watched it.
You haven't watched it? Don't you know who Steve Carell is?
No, I've never heard of him. No, I'm being serious.
Yeah, he hasn't heard who Steve Carell is. Anyways, search him up. You know, if
I'll
you see
search it up and I'll tell you.
He draws a lot of comparisons. Everyone's comparing him to.
Okay.
But anyways, man, that's a wrap up for our combat talk for this week, and let's wrap up the pod with the boys.
All right, that's a wrap of the Touchline Podcast, episode 74. Like I said, if you're new here, please like the video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys next week. See, that was good.
That was